Hello everybody, it's Nariagari here once again, and welcome back to Fluffy Tail Raccoons. We got Raphtalia, Kid Raph Best Raph, and we've got Adult Raph in the back. Yes. So in the front we got Pulchra's 1/7 scale Raphtalia childhood version. Best version, yes. We'll see how she compares figure-wise to Kotobukiya's version of Adult Raph. So yeah, this is Raphtalia. She is from The Rising of the Shield Hero, or Tate no Yuusha no Nariagari. She is a 1/7 scale figure manufactured by Kotobukiya. She was released on January 29th of 2020. I ordered her back on August 22nd of 2019, and I paid for Raphtalia brand new at AmiAmi pre-order 13,390 yen, or $127.66. Paid for her on the 29th of January. She shipped out on the 31st and got here today on the 4th of February. So there is Raphtalia from the front. There is Raphtalia's box from the side, a nice silhouette with some little detailing on there. There she is from the back. You've got a couple pictures of her, a couple detail shots, and you've got a picture of her alternate sword. On the other side of the box, you've got a window in the shape of the Shield Hero's shield. So for the box, we tilt down this way, and we've got her name written in a horrible, horrible font that is basically impossible to read. And then on the bottom, we've got Kotobukiya's standard warnings and information and everything. So yeah. Raph is best girl in Shield Hero. For sure. Kid Raph, Best Raph. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get her open. Wow. This side has 2 seals. Back has 1. And again, 2 seals. So a total of 5 seals on the top of this box. Wow. And I'm just noticing this side is kind of caved in a little bit on the top, but it's no big deal. So we'll go ahead and open this. It's a pretty heavy duty cardboard. And we'll go ahead and pull her out. And look inside the box. We've got, it's black. It's got little symbols that the Shield Hero, all the different skills and everything. And you can't see this, you can't smell this, but wow, does she have a strong plastic smell when you take her out of the box. Wow, I can almost taste it. But anyways, there is Raphtalia in the blister packaging. Looks a lot better in real life than through the camera. There she is from the side. On the back, we've got a separate blister with her tail and the 2 swords. There's the other side, and there is the front. So I'm kind of late in getting her. I don't know why shipping or whatever, but a lot of people already have gotten her. And they have started posting reviews and pictures on YouTube and MSC and all that. And they are all very, very, very positive reviews. They say she turned out great. So I'm hoping that is the case. A lot of them, I don't necessarily believe this, but they say she's almost altar quality. So if that is the case, I will be a happy, happy collector. Do I even need... No, I don't even need to cut it out. So anyways, we've got instructions showing how to put her swords, disassemble them and put them into her hands, and how to put her tail in. Again, probably something we could figure out on our own. So anyways, let's get this back blister out. Oh, wow. Like I said, there is a very strong, powerful, almost tasting plastic smell coming from this. And they have this blister taped together pretty securely. Come on, come on. Okay. Camera back kind of in position, and we shall start off with the most important thing, the fluff. So we've got her tail. It does have a metal peg, and then the plastic itself is squared off and it is keyed, so one corner is cut. Excuse me. One corner is cut out, so it will only go into her butt one way. There is some good shading on it. So it's like a light brown hair, and then it goes to like a reddish brown at the tip. It's quite fluffy, but you can see it was made in 2 pieces, and there is the joint line. But they've hidden it inside the fluff in such a way that it's not going to be noticeable, so it's good. They did a very good job on her tail. It's not flat, it's shaded, it's good. So here is her normal sword. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's pointy, but I don't think you're going to stab yourself unless you really try. It's got a little design on the tip and down by the hilt. I mean, it's a sword. It's nice and simple. And the pommel comes off, and that's how you get it into her hands. Originally, I was planning on using this sword because in the prototypes, I didn't like the way her magic sword looked. But after seeing the user pictures and reviews, I think I am actually going to use the magic sword. Speaking of the magic sword, here we go. So, the blade is made out of translucent plastic, and around the little clover in the center, it is transparent, not just translucent, transparent. So it loses the golden yellow color, and it's just clear. The 4-leaf clover looks real nice. That was the thing in the prototype picture that really threw it off. And it's like, why would you have that on a sword? And blah, blah, blah. I mean, I know it's a magic sword, but whatever. But the finished product, I really like how it looks. So, like I said, I think I'm going to use that. The guard, it's got some red paint on it. Looks pretty detailed. No bleeding, really. And then you got a silver handle, and again, I think the pommel comes off. Something comes off on it. Yes, just this tiny little pommel is supposed to come off. Come on. Well, it's supposed to. There we go. It was very, very securely attached, and you can maybe see that the plastic is actually clear, but then they've painted it. It does appear to just be a round hole, so no real orientation. We'll put it back on so we don't lose it. And we'll put... Yeah, I'll keep it out for now, but I'll probably put it away later. We'll display her both ways in the video. So we'll go ahead and put this blister off to the side. And we'll get to the main figure. So she should already be attached to the base. There is 4 pieces of tape holding the blister together, and they are on the corners. Come on. The blisters are very secure, so we make lots of noise getting them apart. There we go. Put that down over here. And we'll pull her out. Okay, so I said that she's attached to the base already. Be careful, because her foot isn't actually attached. So we're gonna pull her out. Wow. That could have been bad. And we shall start with her base. Usually with Kotobukiya figures, they're actually like use screws to attach them to the base. So that was a little surprising. Oh, man. She definitely needs some time outside to air out. So anyways, here's the base. It has quite a bit of weight to it. She is not a light figure. The base is done very, very intricately. You've got grass, and it's like being windblown, and it's all sculpted and painted and everything. There's dark greens, there's light greens and everything. You got the rocky ground, you've got a couple rocks sticking out, and you've got the balloon monster, who is screaming in pain because she is stepping into him. Well, she's supposed to just be standing on him, but you know what I mean. And then you've got the peg holes and little foot shape for her foot. And as I said, this is a heavy base. On the bottom, it's white. It's got the copyright information, Kadokawa, and all that fun stuff. Made in China. And then we've got the main figure. And again, she has a little bit of weight to her. It could just be you know, awkwardness from the size and everything. But she is in a tube of plastic. So carefully remove that because it likes to catch on the pointy bits of her hair. We'll put this off to the side. And now let's look at her. So first impressions. She's got some pegs. But a little quick spin. I would say this is not the typical Kotobukiya quality. Kotobukiya, I've said this in the past and I'll say it again. They always do really great jobs with the sculpt, with the, you know, the theme of the figure and everything. And they do a really good job on the general paint, but then when you get to the fine details, a lot of times it's not the greatest. This one, like the straps on her knees, no paint flaws, no squiggliness, no fuzziness. Kotobukiya did a very good job. Those other reviews, they were correct. Top of her head, you got the same line where the fringe joins. Not very noticeable. They've done a good job with that. It looks like there might be a couple more seam lines. This strand of hair was glued on later, so it's obvious. Wish they could figure out a way to not have to do that, but it is what it is. Important question, white. You can see kind of her back. Well, not the greatest because of lighting and everything, but her little bustier, chest guard or whatever, it wraps around her back. And there is some lacing holding it together. The hair is a very nice brown color. And there looks like a little bit of shading, not a whole lot. It's not totally necessary. She is a raccoon or tanuki or whatever, so she does have little fluffy ears. She's got a nice face. I think they did a very good job on her face. A lot of people have said they wish she was like more serious or stern or, you know, yelling or whatever. But this, I think, fits Raphtalia. She's calm, she's collected. As long as you don't talk bad about Naofumi, she's just going to do her job. The side locks, nice long in details. It's got the little brass hair tie holders or whatever. She has gloves on and little gauntlets. A nice sweater underneath everything. She's got her black or purplish colored and red overshirt on. And she's got a nice belt, which has a very well done buckle. A couple little gold buttons. And nice boots. So, overall, so far, yeah, I like it. I'm impressed. I'm glad I got her. Let's start putting her together. So, as I said, the tail will only go in one way. And this is kind of a tight fit because her hair is actually like touching the tail. But luckily, you don't have to apply a whole lot of force on the tail. It slides in pretty easily. And there's that. Now, I am going to put her back on the base carefully. I don't remember, she's not going to be super tight. But if you pick her up and move her around, make sure you grab the base and not her feet. Or not her. Once you get that foot in, though, it is a little bit more secure. But this one is a little bit loose, and remember, this is a very heavy base. So to start with, we'll go ahead and put her normal sword in her hands, so that you take off the pommel and then you just slide it into her hands. And then you put the pommel back on. Maybe. Okay, so this one is keyed. so it only goes on one way. And I just shoved the sword through her hands instead of putting the pommel in. Little bit awkward, especially when you're reaching over a camera. There we go. So let's tilt down a little bit, maybe move her a little closer, and we'll do a spin around of her like this. This was another slight gripe some people had, is that her sword is kind of blocking her face as well. Since I'm a little bit above the camera, I have a good face, or good view of her mouth and nose and everything, so it looks fine. So this one is a tough one to decide if it should go on top shelf or lower shelf. Lower maybe if you want to see more of her face. Top if you want to be looking more into her eyes. But anyways, we'll do a little spin around of her like this. She's in a pretty action-y dynamic pose, and as I said, she does seem quite large for a 1/7 scale. But I wouldn't quite say a 1/6. So maybe a 1/6.9 or something. But yeah, anyways, paint is done very good. It's much better than the typical Kotobukiya quality that I have said in the past. So I'm happy. I'm pleased. And I don't think you can see it on camera, and it may just be the lighting. But as I was spinning around, I noticed like her forehead has a little bit of a red tint to it. And I think that's supposed to be like shadows from her bangs and everything. Yeah, it works when you look at her. It doesn't look like she has a fever or anything, so that's good. One kind of a negative, but not kind of an unavoidable with the way she holds her sword, is the hands. The fingers are pretty much one piece. I mean, they're all sculpted in very nicely, so you can tell they're individual fingers, and she does have her pinky sticking out. She's a proper lady, after all. But I've always liked it when they do, like, have all the fingers spread out a little bit so you can see them all. And again, the pommel on her magic sword is quite difficult to get off. So maybe once you get it on her, when in her hands, it will be almost impossible to get out. But anyways, so with the magic sword, it's actually tilted down a little bit more in her hands. I don't know exactly how that happened, but you can see more of her face too. And I love the way that the translucent effect works on it now. It looks so much better than in the prototype pictures. So yeah, I am definitely going to be using this sword. But we'll do a spin around of her like this. I mean, not a whole lot has changed, but it's still just to give you the whole effect. And since we're on the back, I will mention how this rock does hang off the edge a little bit. So that's a nice little detail. And it shouldn't really affect how much space she takes up or how figures go around her. But yeah, she does not have an oversized giant bust. She has like normal human-sized bust, so that's a nice touch. And Raphtalia, yeah, she's best girl. But remember, Kid Raph, Best Raph. So, let's see. Comparison-wise, they're both 1/7. I think Pulchra made her large compared to this one. Her face is definitely larger than Kotobukiya's version, but that is typical in anime where the face and head is bigger than the adults. But yeah, they go together very nicely. Yeah, I am happy. I am pleased. As I said, Raph is best girl, Kid Raph best Raph, but Adult Raph is pretty dang good as well. But whether or not you agree with me on Kid Raph being best, you may say Adult Raph is best, but I think we can all agree that Teen Raph was just awkward, and I'm glad that they only spent an episode or two with her. But anyways, Raphtalia. looks good. I am happy. I am pleased. Remember, she is heavy. If you're going to move her around, pick her up by the base, the rocks, or the front, or whatever. Don't pick her up by herself because the base is very heavy. This foot's pegged in fairly tightly, but this one is loose and it has a very long peg. So just be aware of that. And as I said, other people have gotten her before me. They've posted reviews on MSC, the pictures. A couple people have made videos. They've all said that she has been turned out very good, and I am joining that camp. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. This has gone on long enough. I'm out. See you later. Bye-bye.